thank you, Representative Sandy, for bringing this bill to us. I think it's an important bill. I am, though, interested in discussing section C1, which is line 13 through 34 on page 2. If you can get to that, because I am concerned over the Attorney General. They become the fact finder. When you read that whole thing all the way down through 34, line 34, it appears that we're going to be requiring the Attorney General to issue an opinion, which is basically a fact finding as to whether or not a municipality has policies in violation of this section. And so, if you could you speak to me, because that does concern me. I understand, I think what you're trying to do is create a mechanism for there to be either a hearing or an appeal or something like that. But anytime I've ever asked for an Attorney General's opinion, the first words are, "We are not finders of fact." And this appears that that's what we're requiring them to do. So could you speak to that? Is that what you're doing here?
Yes, I could. And the first thing I think we need to understand is this is not granting authority to law enforcement. And by the way, in order for this to work, and even Congress recognizes this now, because we've had 30 years of promises from the federal government, both parties. There's no question that our immigration system is broken, and they have failed to fix it. And now they have finally recognized that states are going to have to step up with local law enforcement in order to help them fix this problem, because it's gotten so out of hand. But these cases you're referring to, we're talking about individuals who have broken the law as far as some of our laws. We're not talking about someone who's pulled over for speeding, because this does not profile anyone. If you're pulled over for speeding, this bill prohibits a law officer from profiling that individual because they look a certain way. If you look on line 11, on the second page, it said it prevents law enforcement officers from asking a person about his or her citizenship or immigration status. But if an individual is arrested on drug offenses or some other more serious offense or crime, certainly then they have to use probable cause, but they still are given the right to inquire about their citizenship. That should be reasonable.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'm not disputing that, Senator. The part that is concerning to me, and maybe it's just because of my legal background, but the part that's concerning to me is, once there is a complaint made about a violation of a municipality, then it says the Attorney General shall issue an opinion stating whether the municipality is in violation of this section. And all that before it, I understand, I'm not disagreeing at all. It's just from there on, it appears to me, and that's what I'm really concerned about, is are we now making the Attorney General a fact finder, which is in violation of what they can do under our Constitution? And I don't want, and that's really the heart of my question, is does the Attorney General become a fact finder? And if the Attorney General becomes a fact finder, maybe there's a better mechanism for complaints to be heard.
Right, I understand what you're saying. And this does permit the Attorney General's office to look into this and to see if there's a municipality that has done something that makes them ineligible to receive discretionary state funds. Actually, this wording came from North Carolina law, which they use in some of the other laws that have been enacted by states surrounding us. And if we can make this better later on, I would be more than willing to change some of the language. I know I've spoken to the governor concerning some language involving probable cause, and I told him that I would be glad to change that. And other than that, he said he had no issue with it. And
thank you.
I'm always willing to change a bill to make it better.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. We may need to kind of tweak that at some point in the future.
Exactly.
But I appreciate that, Senator. Thank you.
Representative Whitaker, you're recognized for